咁我今日咧大家好，咁我今日咧就會用廣東話咧嚟到做呢一個雜菜炒飯啦。咁作為Anna營養師咧就會翻譯成英文。咁我哋嘅主持咧就係我哋 ACL Grant 嘅補助金嘅助手 Anna 啦。咁你哋頭先咧都聽到佢把聲啦。咁今日我哋煮嘅烹飪示範咧係會錄低嘅喎。
Good morning and welcome, everyone. Thank you and joining for today. My name is Joanna Chin. I am a registered dietitian with the New York City Department for the Aging. I am here today with my partner, Brianna Chu, who is also a registered dietitian with the team, and she is cooking in Cantonese while I am translating in English. And moderating our cooking demo for us today is Anna, our assistant for ACL Grant, and this cooking demo will be recorded.
今日嘅活動咧係由 ACL Grant 補助金同埋紐約市老齡局贊助嘅。
This event has been brought to you by the ACL Grant Virtual Smart Living Initiative in partnership with the New York City Department for the Aging.
咁想提醒一下啦，所有中心咧都應該之前咧收到 DFTR 關於計算網上教育單位嘅 email 啦，咁同埋關於營養教育嘅備忘錄嘅喎。咁如果你有咩疑問或者問題咧，唔該你聯絡你嘅計劃員或者營養師。
As a quick reminder, all the centers and programs should have received an email about counting virtual programming units and a memo about nutrition education. If you have any questions about that, please contact your program officer or nutritionist.
咁好開心啦！今日咧，大家嚟到呢度參加呢個烹飪嘅示範啦。咁如果你未收到消息嘅話咧，咁你哋咧要留意下一個我哋嘅烹飪示範咧，就係4月19號星期三11點鐘進行嘅。咁到時咧，我哋就會講解大家點樣整韓國嘅紫菜包飯喎，係一個好新鮮嘅餸啦。咁所以大家要記住個日期同埋留意我哋嘅傳單。
It's a pleasure to have you all here today for this cooking demo. And if you haven't heard yet, our next cooking demo will be on Wednesday, April 19th at 11 a.m. And we'll be teaching how to make kimbap, which is a Korean sushi. So mark your calendars and look out for those flyers.
咁另外一個好消息咧，就係我哋呢個補助金咧係會提供免費嘅營養諮詢服務啦。咁我知道咧，已經見到你哋當中好多人，但係如果有啲人未參加嘅話咧，就要踴躍參加啦。咁如果你有糖尿病啦、高血壓、高膽固醇、慢性腎病，又或者想減肥啊、增肥啊，又或者你想知道一啲對心臟或者普通健康飲食嘅指導咧，咁你可以預約做Joanna營養師，又或者同我進行1對1嘅營養諮詢服務喎。咁樣咧就可以改善你嘅健康啦。咁第一次參加營養諮詢咧，係會收到我哋寄出嘅營養教育贈品嘅。咁點樣揾到我哋咧？就可以 email 俾我哋啦，又或者打電話。我哋嘅電話係929-262-0761 929-262-0761。咁而家咧，我哋就會將呢啲資料咧擺喺我哋嘅聊天框裏邊嘅。
Another great service our grant provides is free virtual nutrition counseling services. If you have a condition such as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, chronic kidney disease, or you want to lose or gain weight, or just want to eat better, please sign up for our one-on-one session with either Brianna or I to improve your health. For those that attend their first session with us, can receive a free nutrition education item, which can be mailed to your home. You can email us or call us at the number which Anna will provide in the chat box below.
咁不如我哋講下點解今日會煮呢個餸咧？咁因為炒飯咧係一個好受小朋友同埋大人歡迎嘅一個餸菜啦。咁但係好多時我哋喺餐廳嗰度叫嘅時候咧，就會好多鹽啊，又或者好肥膩喎。咁我哋今日咧就向大家示範一個正宗但係又健康版嘅炒飯。
Fried rice is a popular dish for both adults and children, but when we order it from a restaurant, it's often high in fat and sodium. So today we're going to make a traditional, authentic version of the fried rice, but make it healthy.
咁我哋今日咧個雜菜炒飯咧，我哋咧就係會用糙米嚟到煮嘅喎。咁點解咧？咁除咗 最主要係因為佢多纖維啦，咁喺炒飯嘅過程咧，其實同我哋炒白飯係一模一樣嘅啫。咁你亦都可以試你中意唔同嘅其他嘅穀物啦。咁因為咧穀物嘅產品咧係會有益我哋嘅心臟健康啦，亦都可以幫助我哋控制個血糖啦，同埋對減肥都有幫助㗎喎。
The reason we're cooking vegetable fried rice today is we're going to do it with brown rice instead of white rice, which has a higher fiber content. Whole grains such as brown rice are more heart healthy and provides better glucose control for diabetes and can help with weight management as well.
咁同埋咧，我哋今日揀嘅菜咧，其實你係可以揀你自己中意嘅蔬菜啦，同埋亦都可以咧加啲紅腰豆或者其他任何你中意嘅豆嘅。咁亦都係可以增加纖維啦，同埋蛋白質喎。咁可以咧令到我哋咧更加有飽肚感。
Feel free to change the ingredients to your favorite vegetables. You can also add things like red kidney beans or other beans, which will increase the fiber and protein content in the recipe. And this in turn will keep you fuller longer.
咁為咗減低成本啦，因為而家啲嘢周圍都好貴，係咪？咁啊，你咧可以選擇用時令嘅蔬菜啦，當季嗰啲啦，又或者特價嘅蔬菜喎，甚至咧急凍嘅蔬菜都得嘅。
To reduce cost, it's best to use any seasonal vegetables or vegetables on sale or even frozen vegetables.
咁我哋今日咧就會用急凍嘅紅蘿蔔啦、粟米同埋青豆同埋雜菜嘅，咁都係急凍嘅喎。咁點解咧？因為可以俾多啲顏色啦，同埋講咗好多次嘅纖維。
Today, we'll be using frozen mixed vegetables like carrots, corn, and green beans. And a combination of these vegetables will give it a little more color and fiber.
咁我哋今日咧亦都會加雞蛋嘅喎。咁炒飯嘅時候加雞蛋咧，就俾到更加多嘅營養我哋啦，同埋炒起上嚟咧亦都容易好多，咁又唔會咁容易咧黐住個鑊底嘅。
We will also add eggs. Fried rice with eggs is nutritious and is much easier to cook them together. Eggs helps by not allowing the rice to stick to the bottom of a pot so easily.
咁記住啦，我哋今日用嘅材料咧，只係一個提議嘅啫。咁你可以跟你自己個人嘅喜好啦、飲食嘅限制啦，同埋預算等等咧，去作出你嘅調教嘅。
And remember, the ingredients used today are just a suggestion. You can buy similar ingredients according to your personal preference, dietary restrictions, budgets, and etc.
咁喺我哋開始之前咧，我就已經洗咗手啦。如果你屋企咧同我一齊炒緊呢個飯嘅時候咧，一定要記住用和暖水洗手20秒。
Before we get started, remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds.
咁我哋而家開始咯喎。
Okay, now let's get started on making some fried rice.
咁我哋今日用嘅食材嗰個成本咧，大約15蚊左右啦。咁呢個食譜咧係提供6份嘅。
Today, the ingredients I use cost about $15, and this will yield about 6 servings.
咁我而家介紹一下我哋所需嘅廚具啦。咁首先咧就係一個中型嘅平底鑊。咁呢度啦，咁跟住咧我哋有匙羹啦，有量杯或者量匙啦，跟住有個細煲咧，陣間俾我哋咧預備整熱啲菜啦。咁跟住有個燒機同埋咧飯煲。
The tools that we'll be using today include a medium-sized pan, a teaspoon, measuring cup, small pot, a drainer, and a rice cooker.
咁我哋介紹一下材料啦喎。咁我哋咧有1杯嘅洋葱啦，係切碎嘅。
We have 1 cup of onion, which is about a 1 medium-sized onion that was finely chopped.
係啦，中等大嘅洋葱1個已經夠㗎啦。咁跟住咧，我哋有個半茶匙嘅菜油。
About 1.5 teaspoons of vegetable oil.
咁跟住咧，我就用咗咧3杯嘅蘑菇，咁咧大約12個中等 size 嘅蘑菇咧，你可以切片或者切碎都得嘅。
There's about 3 cups of mushrooms, which is about 12 medium-sized mushrooms sliced or chopped.
咁跟住咧，我哋咧有2粒嘅糙米啦，咁就已經煮咗㗎啦。
About 2 cups of brown rice that's been cooked.
咁跟住咧有2茶匙嘅蒜蓉啦，
2 teaspoons of garlic minced,
咁跟住有1/4茶匙嘅胡椒粉，
a 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper,
咁跟住咧 mix 咗喺1茶匙嘅鹽裏邊。
mixed with 1 teaspoon of salt,
咁我哋咧亦都有2隻雞蛋，
2 eggs,
咁同埋咧有半杯急凍嘅紅蘿蔔。咁好難就咁買急凍紅蘿蔔，咁就 mix 咗其他嘅菜喺裏邊。
about half a cup of mixed vegetables, carrots, corn, and peas, and some green beans.
跟住咧半杯呢個急凍嘅粟米啦，
Another half a cup of corn,
同埋半杯急凍嘅青豆。
half a cup of peas.
咁我哋第一個步驟咧，就係咧我哋咧要將我哋首先係要煲咗呢一個米先嘅，糙米我哋今日用嘅。咁跟住咧我哋就要準備呢個炒飯啦。
Okay, so we already prepared the brown rice by following the instructions on the package.
咁第二個步驟咧，就係我哋要出水喎，我哋要將未煮熟嘅材料出水啦。咁所以咧，我哋就一路咧煲緊呢一煲水嘅。
So
喺
next
中
we
間呢
need,
一個。
next we need to quickly blanch the frozen vegetables that we have. So I have about a 1/3 cup of a small pot of water, and we just allow the water to come to a boil.
係啦，咁而家咧，因為個水已經滾咗啦，咁我就係將啲蘑菇咧就擺入去嘅。咁滾一滾2分鐘就夠㗎啦。
First, we're going to blanch the mushrooms for about 2 minutes.
要等佢2分鐘嚇。
So we're going to wait for 2 minutes for that to cook.
咁下一個步驟咧，我哋係會將我哋急凍嘅 frozen 嗰啲蔬菜咧，亦都係用同一樣嘢咧，等佢出水嘅。
And then we're going to do the same thing with the frozen corn, peas, carrots, vegetables, and we'll blanch them in a small pot as well. And Priyana, we do have a question right now from one of our guests. They're asking if there could be a substitute for mushrooms.
其實可以㗎。個問題係除咗蘑菇之外，可唔可以用其他嘢去代替？咁可以啊，你哋可以考慮用豆去代替啊，唔同類型嘅豆。
You could use different types of beans instead for mushrooms.
又或者你中意任何嘅蔬菜都得嘅。
Or any other vegetable that you would like.
咁仲有1分鐘啦，啲蘑菇先至 ready。
And so we're going to wait 1 more minute for it to be ready. The measurement for the pepper and salt, a guest is asking, it was about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt. Can it be, guest is asking, can it be prepared with another type of skillet and instead of a wok?
可以啊，可以啊。個問題係除咗一個高身啲嘅平底鍋之外咧，可唔可以用其他嘢去煮？其實可以炒嘅。咁其實可以，最緊要咧就係炒嘅時候咧，如果太矮身就容易發出嚟咯。咁你揀屋企最高嗰個嚟到整啦。
So you can use anything, any sort of pan that can just not allow the rice to spill over. So you want to ideally find your pan that is the least shallow or at least the most deep.
係啦，嗱，咁我哋咧睇到咧，咁個蘑菇就滾啦，咁我就而家將佢倒喺個燒機裏邊隔水。
Okay, so the mushrooms have cooked for 2 minutes, and now we're going to drain the mushrooms.
咁跟住咧，我就要再煲另外一煲水啦，去煮啲急凍嘅蔬菜啦。
And I will be boiling another pot of water to blanch the remaining vegetables.
等你哋容易啲睇下。
Brianna, we have a question. Can you
Yes.
blanch the mushrooms and frozen vegetables together?
You can. Yeah, you can. It's just that it's just that the timing is different. So that's why I'm doing it differently. Yeah.
Is it because the vegetables are frozen and then the
It
mushrooms?
takes longer, and then the mushroom would be too quick.
Got it.
So the texture would be a little bit different when it'll be overdone.
Thank you.
Sorry, 我個碟去裝我哋嗰啲蘑菇先嚇。有冇人有其他問題啊？
Are there any other questions? Well, we have a question. Can the same water from the mushrooms be used for the vegetables by just
Yes, we
bringing
can.
it to a boil again?
其實可以嘅，因為我頭先唔記得咗可以留翻啲水，所以又要再煲過。慳水嘅話，絕對可以咁做。
Yes, you absolutely can. We have a question that says, how can I get to view the actual preparation? Did you mean that as like a recording?
I think it could be that the member couldn't see all these screens, right?
Yes, you should be able to see 3 screens right now, at least. Brianna's screen, my screen, and Brianna's stovetop. Another question is, what does blanching mean?
Do you want to answer it, Joanna?
Sure. Blanching is just quickly, it's when you bring water to a boil and you add the vegetables in real quick and just to kind of quickly cook. It's like a flash cook the vegetables. And what this does is instead of boiling it, which can cook a vegetable very long and kind of denate and break down some of those nutrients, blanching, on the other hand, is a fast cook method that kind of seals in some of that great nutrient without overcooking it. So we're just kind of cooking it real quick for like the 2 minutes, and then we're going to take it out.
嗱咁我翻譯頭先個問題咧，就係滾一滾咩意思咧？咁就係唔係平時我哋去煲嘢咁樣啦，咁就驚個流失嗰個營養啦。咁滾一滾咧，只不過等嗰啲菜咧快啲熟，咁我哋陣間就可以用，但係又唔係熟得好犀利喎。咁我而家咧就將所有嘅頭先急凍嘅菜咧擺入嚟啦。
And now we're going to take all the cooked, the previous vegetables and put it into that pot of water. And quickly, I just want to respond to Lori, who says Brianna's kitchen is black, no image. I think you just need to scroll a little bit to the left, and then you should see the rest of the screen. All 3 boxes are black.
咁亦都係啦，等2分鐘度咧，等到佢哋一滾起啦，咁我哋就可以擺喺個燒機裏邊，等陣間煮炒飯嘅時候用。
Okay, and once the vegetables come to a boil, we're going to strain it, remove it from the heat, and we're going to use it in preparation for the fried rice.
咁佢開始滾起啦，大家見到。咁跟住咧，我哋咧就攞個鑊嚟咧 get ready 啦。
And then we're going to prepare our skillet or wok or pan.
咁樣咧個鑊咧，我哋咧係用中型嘅平底鑊啦。咁首先咧，我哋用中火。
We're going to turn on the heat to a medium heat.
咁跟住咧就先加油嘅。
And add some oil.
咁要等一陣，等個鑊咧燒紅咗先嘅。
Wait a few moments until the oil is heated.
咁都差唔多啦。
Okay, should almost be ready.
咁第一樣嘢咧，我哋係加洋葱先啦。我哋將啲洋葱爆香佢嘅。
Our first step is going to add the minced garlic and stir fry until it turns golden. Oh, sorry. Onions until it turns golden.
Oh, sorry，係洋葱。
What kind of oil was used, Brianna?
This is vegetable oil，呢個係菜油。
And we have a question about whether or not you can use olive oil.
So anyone answer in English and then I'll translate?
Sure. So if you use olive oil, the olive oil has a very low heating point, so it can burn easily, and also has a different type of flavor to it than a neutral oil like vegetable oil. So olive oil wouldn't be recommended for this recipe, but you could instead, if you don't have the vegetable oil, you can use avocado oil, you can use sunflower oil, peanut oil, any kind of neutral oil that you have.
咁我哋將嗰個問題翻譯成中文啦。咁我哋而家用緊啲咩油咧？咁就係 vegetable oil 係菜油嘅。咁點解唔可以用olive oil 咧？呢個橄欖油咧？咁因為咧橄欖油嘅嗰個發煙點咧好低啊。咁所以咧煮嘢食嘅時候咧係唔係咁適合啦？咁咩叫發煙點咧？就係當油加熱之後。咁冒煙嗰一刻嘅溫度喎，咁咧其實係即係煮嘢食嘅話就唔適合啦。但係咧你可以用菜油啦、葵花籽油啦，又甚至咧嗰個 avocado oil 嗰個鵝脷油嚇，
牛油果油 ，right？
係牛油果油或者鵝脷油都得嘅。咁我哋咧就唔建議用牛油啦、黃油啦、豬油啦，甚至係椰子油嘅喎。因為佢哋咧嗰個脂肪啊，飽和脂肪咧好高啦，對心臟唔好嘅。
And just a quick reminder that you don't want to use anything like butter or lard because that's very high in saturated fat.
咁而家咧嗰個洋葱咧差唔多啦，好香啦，即刻聞到個味啦。咁我哋咧就加呢個蒜蓉，將佢爆香佢下。
Now that the onion is nice and golden, we're going to add minced garlic and stir fry until it also turns golden. Another guest asked if we can use sesame oil. As for sesame oil, it does have a very strong pungent flavor. So if you add an equal amount of oil to this recipe in sesame oil, you might get a different flavor to the fried rice. The sesame oil flavor is definitely going to come through a lot more.
咁可唔可以用麻油？咁但係咧，個麻油嗰個味道咧，其實會令到我哋成個炒飯嗰個味道變晒啦。咁所以咧就睇你個人喜好啦。咁呢個過程咧，而家呢個炒嘅過程爆香佢咧，都係大約2分鐘到嘅。
And this step where we are cooking the garlic does take about 2 minutes as well.
咁我得閒搞一搞佢咧，因為驚佢黐底。
And you want to make sure you're constantly stirring to prevent it from sticking to the bottom.
咁而家都好香啦，都差唔多啦。
Okay, and it's very fragrant right now, so I know that it's almost ready.
咁跟住下一步驟咧，就係要加飯啦。咁我哋加飯咧，首先咧其實係要打鬆喺飯煲裏邊嘅飯㗎喎，因為咧打鬆咗之後咧，就又係咧容易炒啲啦。咁我頭先已經打鬆咗㗎啦。
And the next step, we're going to add eggs and make sure that we stir it constantly with the rice so that it won't stick to the bottom of the pan.
咁我而家咧就將個飯咧就擺入去個鍋裏邊。Sorry, the camera. Okay.
Can you see the rice in the camera? She's already stirred it so that the rice is nice and loose so that when it cooks, that it doesn't clump together.
咁又係啦，要不停咁攪住佢啦。
And also, you want to continuously stir.
咁跟住咧，而家咧，我哋將啲蛋咧打散佢之後咧，就加入去啦。
Once you beat the eggs, you're going to add it to the pan.
咁亦都係留意啦，加蛋嘅時候咧，又係要不停咁樣炒住啦，慢慢加入去啦。
Slowly add the eggs while continuously stirring.
咁亦都係啦，不停咁樣炒住佢，唔好俾佢黐底。
You want to continuously stir so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan.
差唔多嘅時候咧，咁我哋就可以加頭先嘅菜啊，同埋蘑菇啦。
Once you feel like it's almost ready, you're going to add the vegetables that we cooked before, like the mushrooms and the vegetables.
好多顏色嗰啲菜。
The vegetables add a lot of color to this plate.
我頭先咧加嘢嗰陣時咧，開慢咗少少個火啊，咁因為我動作唔夠快，咁而家咧就可以加翻少少去翻中火度炒啦。
If you want to take your time a little bit during the adding the ingredient process, you can turn down the heat a little bit. But now that all the ingredients are added into the pan again, we can turn up the heat back to medium.
嗱，咁而家下一步咧就係可以加我哋嘅調味料啦。
The next step, we're going to add the seasonings.
又係盡量咧就唔好擺埋同一個位置，慢慢滲落去。
Try to spread it out amongst the pan.
咁呢個過程咧，我哋其實而家係撈勻佢，炒住佢啦，大約5分鐘到咧。咁其實撈勻晒咧，咁就已經可以得㗎啦。
Continue stir frying for about 5 to 6 minutes, mixing all ingredients together well.
點解我用兩個鏟咧？因為咧冇咁容易飛晒啲飯出嚟啊！咁你可以咁樣咧，就容易啲炒。
Brianna sharing a great tip with us to use 2 stirring utensils. This will help keep some of that rice from falling out of the pan and mix and still be able to mix the ingredients together nice and well.
咁其實咧，我喺呢度咧已經聞到佢好香啦，嗰啲調味料。
And now I can smell that, smell all the scents from the ingredients now.
其實咧，我知道咧，唔係個個都會中意 brown rice 啊、醋飯啦。咁如果屋企，尤其是有陣時屋企嘅家人會唔係咁中意嗰個質地啊，又或者嗰個質感啊，又或者味道啦。咁其實你可以考慮咧，將一半白飯再 mix 一半醋飯嚟到等大家去接受嗰個呢一個新嘅米嘅。
Not many people are particularly fond of the texture and flavor of brown rice, especially sometimes maybe family members may not like it as much. And so instead of doing this recipe with all brown rice, you could opt to try to do half brown rice and half white rice portion.
咁同埋咧，如果你就咁煮呢個 brown rice 呢個醋飯嘅時候咧，咁嗰個質感咧有陣時都或者都難接受。咁你都可以嘗試我哋呢個方法，用炒飯嘅方法咧，等其他嘅食材啦，等其他嘅味道咧，令到比較容易接受，尤其是我哋嘅屋企人。
In fact, with by frying the brown rice, you might notice that it's a little bit more easy to get used to as opposed to just regular steamed brown rice because the vegetables and the seasonings kind of mask the flavor of the brown rice and also the textures of the vegetables blend well with the brown rice.
咁我哋咧一路炒嘅時候咧，就係要留意唔好俾佢黐底啦。所以咧，除咗撈勻佢之外咧，都要留意個黐底嘅情況。
We need to continue moving the rice to prevent it from sticking to the pan.
大約仲有2分鐘到啦，咁就可以食㗎啦。
Okay, and it looks like we might just need 2 more minutes. In the meantime, Brianna, can I ask some questions that came through the chat?
Yes, please.
Okay. Someone asked if we can use oyster sauce in this recipe.
咁其實睇你哋本身有冇sorry 個問題咧係我哋可唔可以用蠔油嚟到炒飯？咁當然蠔油好美味啦，係咪？咁但係咧就係睇本身咧有冇血壓高啦，因為蠔油嗰個鹽分好高啦。咁都係適可而止咁用咯。
So you could use oyster sauce, but you want to keep in mind the sodium content in oyster sauce, which can be very high. So if you have any heart conditions like high blood pressure and you're looking out for your sodium intake, then you want to be cognizant about using sauces that have high sodium in it. Another question was, what was the temperature of the pan initially?
Oh, okay. So the temperature, I'm just going to speak in English and then translate. The temperature of the pan is when you feel it, like you feel the heat coming up. So it takes a little bit time, but you would feel the heat coming up. That's mostly with most of the Chinese dishes that you make. You wait for the wok to be ready for the food. 唔好意思，我翻譯翻頭先個問題咧，就係點樣先至等到個鑊咧已經熱啦？咁我哋煮中國餐都會知道咧，我哋係要等個鑊燒紅咗之後咧，咁就可以開始煮啦。So I just turn off the heat because it's all ready and it's quick and easy.
Someone asked if the rice was long grain or short grain.
Oh, I will show you the bag in a second. So there are different types. It depends on your preference and actually the price now. I want to keep this recipe low cost as possible. So I get a lot of brand name, no brand name, store name frozen vegetables because the nutrient content is all the same.
Sorry, Brianna, it was long grain or short grain rice.
Right. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
咁我而家咧就將佢嗰度啦，搬走啲嘢先。
Someone has already commented that it looks delicious.
Oh, thank you. Camera stays. I'm just piling it up. I really like the color.咁我哋冇黐底啦嘛，咁全部都 OK。For rice.
As you can tell, none of it stuck to the bottom of the pan.
This is the rice I used. It's a Korean brand that we got from the Korean store, like H Mart. I'm not really sure which one it is. Joanna, can you please take a look?
Let's take that one only just brown rice on it.
Yeah, just brown rice. So the ingredient in the back just says brown rice.
Yeah, I think whether it's long grain or short grain is fine. Typically, a short grain just means that it's has lower amount of fiber though. So it does also take up a little bit more water. It gets a little bit more stickier. So just keep in mind when you're cooking with shorter grain ones. Otherwise, most jasmine rices, like white rices or any sort of grain rice, the longer it is, the drier it typically is. So I imagine it'd be better for fried rice. And speaking of which, someone did ask if we can use day-old rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certainly. It's actually easier than fresh rice to fry. Is this okay?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. 咁不如我哋講下喺炒飯裡面點解我會加蘑菇啦？咁其實有好多好處㗎喎。蘑菇有好多品種啦，係咪？咁大家成日見到嘅會有冬菇啊、金菇啊、蘑菇等等啦。咁味道會唔同，但係佢嘅營養價值係非常之好嘅。
And so we want to particularly talk about the mushrooms in this dish. Mushrooms have a lot of health benefits. And a lot of a really high nutrient value as well. And there's many different types of mushrooms like shiitake, golden mushrooms, and button mushrooms, whichever one you want to use. They taste different, but each of them have its own great nutritional value.
咁同埋咧，蘑菇咧，佢嘅熱量好低啦，脂肪亦都好低脂肪啦，同埋冇膽固醇喎。咁同埋佢咧係有呢個抗炎嘅功能啦。咁因為佢有纖維啊嘛，咁所以咧我哋佢食咗之後咧就會保持呢個飽肚感耐啲啦，咁就唔會咧減少我哋個飢餓感喎。咁所以可以幫助減肥。咁同埋咧佢亦都可以降低我哋患癌嘅風險啦，同埋降低膽固醇，所以對我哋嘅心臟咧健康係非常之好嘅。 咁而且咧，記住咧，蘑菇咧佢個口感係嫩滑㗎，咁所以咧比起其他高纖維嘅食物咧，咁就好食得多啦，亦都會好受歡迎嘅。
Mushrooms are also low in calories, low in fat, and do not contain any cholesterol. They also have anti-inflammatory benefits, which can help boost the immune system, can help lower your risk of cancer, and lower your cholesterol. Mushrooms, in fact, have really a lot of dietary fiber, which helps people feel fuller longer, which is good for your blood glucose control and weight management. And as an added bonus, mushrooms have a tender texture, so they taste much better than other high fiber foods.
咁同埋咧，講下營養素啦。咁蘑菇咧，佢有我哋身體必須嘅營養素啦，維他命B、C、D 纖維，咁又有鎂啦，有銅啦，同埋有豐富嘅抗氧礦物質喎。咁譬如鉀啊，同埋硒等等嘅。
Mushrooms provide essential nutrients such as vitamins B, C, D, as well as dietary fiber, magnesium, copper, and antioxidants such as selenium and potassium.
咁但係要注意喎，如果我哋有痛風啦、腎病啦，又或者腸胃唔好嘅人咧，咁就盡量少食啲菇類啦。
However, if you are diagnosed with gout, kidney disease, or have any GI issues that inhibit you from tolerating mushrooms, then we would not recommend you consuming too many mushrooms.
咁如果你哋中意我哋嘅烹飪示範咧，咁記住我哋下個月嘅4月19號咧，就會再有第二個烹飪示範啦。咁另外咧，如果你有咩對任何食譜你想我哋下次煮嘅話咧，咁你亦都可以email 俾我哋嘅。咁
Yeah. And if you enjoy our cooking demos, make sure you join us next month on April 19th. For our next kimbap recipe cooking demo. And if you have any recipe ideas that you want us to cook next, send your ideas to our virtual smart living at aging.newyorkcity.gov email.
同埋咧，再講一次喎，唔好唔記得我哋嘅營養諮詢喎。咁呢一個係一個非常之難得啦，同埋好好嘅服務。咁我哋咧好想你把握呢個機會，我同 Joanna 咧都好希望可以見到你哋嘅。
And again, don't forget about our awesome nutrition counseling services. It's a great program, and we hope that you can take advantage of it while you can.
咁大家有冇其他問題？
And now we're opening it to question and answer time. I do have some more questions that I want to share with you, Priyana, that came through earlier. Can we use cauliflower rice instead of brown rice? That's a great question.
可以啊。個問題係我哋可唔可以用椰菜花飯？唔用呢個糙米嘅，咁當然可以啦。咁其實你哋中意任何 whole grain 嘅飯都得嘅，任何全麥嘅飯。
So yes, so you certainly could use cauliflower rice, and actually you can use any whole grain type of, or any grain rice that you want for this recipe. And was the rice pre-boiled or pre-cooked before you used it?
另外個問題咧就係我哋個飯係咪要煮好先至可以炒？咁係啊，一定要煮好先至可以炒嘅，如果唔係係好難炒到。
Yes, you certainly have to boil the rice beforehand. And how much of the uncooked rice was used?
It was 用咗幾多米？我係用咗2粒 ，about 2 cups.
Thank you. And overall, how long did you cook this recipe for? I think was a question.
如果唔計嗰個，唔好意思，我又唔記得咗翻譯中文。呢一個食譜用咗幾耐時間去整？咁如果唔計你煲飯嘅時間咧，咁其實我哋炒嘅時間都係20幾分鐘，right？ 25分鐘到。咁但係睇下你個飯煲啦。咁我呢一隻飯煲就會耐啲。咁係啦，即係睇下個飯煲。
It depends on your rice cooker. In her case, it took about 20 to 25 minutes to cook the rice. And I think overall, just to fry the rice, this whole process, not including the questions, I think was about 45 minutes. And the next question is, why does mushroom bother gout?
OK，咁點樣講中文咧？點解我哋如果有痛風唔可以食咁多菇類？咁因為佢嗰個應該係中文係叫做高標嘅食物high purine，佢嗰個含度好高，咁所以食咗咧，我哋好容易會痛風嗰個痛咧係會好快翻嚟。
The reason why mushrooms are not recommended for gout is because of their purine content. So if you have gout, you want to limit your purine intake, and mushrooms, depending on the type, can be very high in purines. And also, I just want to add real quick that our next month's cooking demo for the kimbap will also include a Korean translation. So I will be the cook for the next month's cooking demo, and there will be someone who will be translating in Korean for us.
Are there any other questions, Joanna?
Let's see. What are the nutritional benefits of eating brown rice?
咁我哋頭先有提及過啦，我哋有好多纖維啦，咁纖維咧可以幫助我哋好多嘢嘅，咁可以控制個血糖啦，亦都可以幫助我哋減肥啦，同埋對我哋嘅心臟都好健康嘅，同埋有機會都可以降低我哋嘅癌症嘅機會。
Brown rice has a lot of fiber, which can help with glucose control. And also, whenever eating whole grains, it will substantially lower your total cholesterol, your LDLs, which are your bad cholesterols, and your triglycerides. And in fact, the dietary guidelines for Americans recommend 6 ounces of grains daily, and at least half or 3 ounces of that grain intake from 100% of whole grains.
咁我哋咧最緊要咧就係當我哋食五穀類嘅時候咧，要有一半係嚟自全穀物嘅。咁美國人嘅建議咧，健康建議咧就係我哋要每日食6安士度，咁即係一半3安士咧，應該係100% 全穀物。
If I have an egg allergy, what can I substitute?
咁如果對雞蛋敏感嘅話咧，我哋可以攞啲咩代替雞蛋？呢個係個問題啦。咁我哋咧當然唔需要喺炒飯裡面加雞蛋啦，尤其是如果你有敏感嘅時候。咁我哋可以考慮代替品咧，就係頭先講過嘅豆類啦，同埋咧我哋用唔同嘅蔬菜啦。咁同埋咧，就算咧咁我哋頭先用嘅紅蘿蔔啊、粟米啊，又或者甜椒咧，亦都係一個好好嘅選擇。咁你亦都可以考慮加一啲蛋白質嘅嘢喎，即係譬如肉類或者海鮮。咁我哋可以將咧煮熟咗嘅雞肉啊、豬肉啊、蝦啊等等咧嚟到切粒，咁跟住嚟到炒飯啦。咁我哋可以加呢個蛋白質，同埋加唔同嘅味道喺裏邊嘅。咁但係要記住咧，無論你哋如果你真係有對蛋有敏感咧，咁你要睇下你自己買翻嚟嘅醬汁啊，或者調味料嘅成分咧，要 make sure 咧佢裏邊係冇雞蛋或者蛋製品。
You certainly don't have to use eggs in the fried rice. There some other substitutes to consider would be adding a variety of beans or different kinds of vegetables. This will add more filling, flavor, and make it more colorful. Some good options include carrots, corn, which we used, or even bell peppers. You can also add meat or seafood for extra protein. So something like chicken, pork, shrimp, or even tofu. And if you have an egg allergy, always remember to check the ingredients of any store-bought sauces or seasonings that you use in your recipe, because they can always contain eggs or egg products. Is fried rice eaten alone? If not, what should it be eaten with?
個問題咧就係我哋呢個炒飯咧係咪就咁食啦，定係同咩一齊食好咧？咁炒飯當然可以作為主菜啦，咁但係最緊要咧就係要我哋用同一份量嘅蛋白質，同埋至少2倍嘅蔬菜。咁我哋今日嘅炒飯你都見到我哋加咗好多唔同嘅菜啦。 咁當然佢亦都可以做伴菜嘅。咁喺好多亞洲嘅文化裏邊咧，我哋炒飯通常會有其他嘅菜式啦、配搭啦，譬如配搭牛肉啊、西蘭花啊、芝麻豆腐啊、酸辣湯啊，又或者甚至我哋上次做嘅烹飪示範嘅西湖牛肉羹，咁亦都係一個好好嘅配搭嚟嘅。
Fried rice can be eaten alone as a main dish, but just make sure to use an equal amount of protein and at least double the amount of vegetables. As you can see, we use a lot of vegetables in our recipe today. It can also be served as a side dish. Like in many Asian cultures, fried rice is often paired with other side dishes, such as stir-fried vegetables, meat, seafood, soups, and salads. Some common pairings for fried rice include beef and broccoli, sesame tofu, hot and sour soup, or even beef egg drop soup, which we made in our previous demo. Can we freeze any leftover fried rice?
咁個問題就係，如果我哋食剩咗嘅炒飯，可唔可以擺喺雪櫃嘅冰箱裏邊 freeze 咗佢啦？咁其實就唔係咁建議嘅，因為咧嗰個質地同埋個口感啦，同埋個味道咧係會受到影響嘅喎。咁我哋食剩咗咧，其實可以擺喺雪櫃裏邊啦，記住得2個鐘時間要擺入雪櫃咯喎。咁最好咧就喺4日裏邊食完。咁當你加熱個炒飯嘅時候咧，最好嘅方法咧就係蒸熱佢啦。又或者加啲新嘅材料咧，再炒過嘅。
Not particularly recommended to freeze fried rice for later consumption because the texture and the flavor may be affected. For any leftovers that you have, we recommend you putting it in the fridge within 2 hours and use it within 4 days. And when you reheat the fried rice, the best way is to steam it or just to re-stir fry it and add some fresh ingredients. And then do we have to worry about the cholesterol in whole eggs?
咁呢一個問題咧係好好噶啦，就係問我哋使唔使擔心我哋雞蛋裏邊嘅膽固醇喎？咁點答咧？就係雞蛋咧係一個好優質嘅蛋白質嘅選擇啦。咁佢嗰個蛋黃，我哋通常都係擔心個蛋黃嗰個膽固醇啦。咁蛋黃其實有好多維他命 A 啊、B 啊同埋葉酸嘅喎。咁好多人咧係真係會因為驚膽固醇過高唔敢食蛋。咁但係其實咧我哋食適量嘅話咧，就唔會導致我哋膽固醇過高嘅問題啦。咁反而我哋要小心嘅咧，唔係雞蛋喎，而係全脂奶啊、肥肉啊。所有飽和脂肪同埋反式脂肪嘅食物，譬如所有炸嘅嘢啦、甜品啦、蛋糕啦、餅乾，所有加工嘅嘢咧都會比較多嘅膽固醇啦。咁所以咧，雞蛋係一個天然嘅食物，咁裏邊嘅膽固醇咧，我哋唔使過分嘅擔心。咁同埋我哋今日咧呢一個食譜咧，我哋係用咗2隻雞蛋，咁但係提供6個人嘅份量，所以佢嘅膽固醇嘅含量咧唔係好高嘅。
Eggs are actually a really high quality protein choice. I know many people are not eating eggs because they're worried about their cholesterol content, but in fact, egg yolks actually contain vitamin A, folic acid, and calcium, and as well as protein. What we really need to pay attention to are whole milk, whole dairy, fatty meats, things like fried foods, desserts, cakes, and cookies, and other processed foods which contain saturated fats and trans fats, because that is actually what will raise your blood cholesterol. And in fact, for this recipe, we are only using 2 eggs, but serving 4 to 6 people. So overall, any little cholesterol in the eggs is divided amongst 4 to 6 people. So, and in fact, this recipe is very low in saturated fat. So we had a lot of questions today, Priyana, and that seems about it.
Okay. 咁我哋嘅問題已經完咗啦，再提醒大家啦，所有中心應該已經收到 DIFDA 關於計算網上教育單位嘅 email 啦，同埋關於營養教育嘅備忘錄。咁如果你有咩問題咧，就記住向你嘅計劃員同埋營養師去詢問啦。咁同埋咧呢一個活動，我哋今日嘅烹飪示範咧係由 ACL Grant 補助金同紐約市老齡局贊助嘅。
And a quick reminder that all the centers and programs should have received an email in the past from the Department for the Aging about counting virtual programming units and a memo about nutrition education. If you have any questions about that, remember to contact your program officer or nutritionist. This event has been brought to you by the ACL Grant Virtual Smart Living Initiative in partnership with the New York City Department for the Aging.
係啦，咁再一次多謝大家今日嘅烹飪示範。咁我而家將我嘅時間交俾我哋今日嘅主持 Anna。
Thank you again for attending, and now we're going to pass it over to our moderator, Anna.